Hey everyone, welcome back to Right Media Group Chronicles, the podcast where we dive into the real stories behind successful agencies so you can build smarter and grow faster. Today's guest is Patrick Lundbom, founder and CEO of Motoz Digital Media, a California based agency helping brands turn data into decisions that actually drive growth. Patrick, great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Would you mind to start off with your agency? I mean, you founded it in 2014 from our previous conversation. So how did you get into the agency space pretty much?
Well, accidentally for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have been a digital marketing practitioner for 25 years inside and outside of corporate and also partnering with agencies. And at one point I was eliminated or reorged, however you want to put it, back in 2011. And I started consulting part time. And as I picked up more clients, I realized I need to find other consultants to help me out in certain subject matter areas. So as I started building a team of subject matter experts in paid search, paid social, SEO, data analytics, I realized I'm no longer an independent consultant and I kind of have an agency now. So that's how it got started. Yeah, wasn't on purpose, but it's been a fun ride.
Yeah. Also, I mean, it's very different working for somebody else and starting your own thing. You think you'd work less, but you end up working more because there's so much passion going into your own business, right?
Yeah, you never really get a break.
Yeah.
You try.
After about 10, 11 years, do you still not have a break or have you taken a more relaxed approach?
No. Yeah, I'm able to take breaks.
Yeah.
Having the right people in place to manage clients and the process behind what we do,
Mhm.
but I'm still very involved with the business to continue to help it scale.
Yeah. Pretty much optimizing it now.
Trying to, yeah.
Great. I actually just got off a conversation with somebody and it was sort of that conversation like, are you as hungry as you were when you first started your agency? And in my opinion, I think you become smarter in how you optimize your agency to pretty much run on autopilot so you don't need so much of your own input. What is your own personal opinion about that?
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's hungry or what I like about it is you're constantly learning, especially with a lot of what's going on right now with AI. So yeah, you're learning to leverage that technology to buy your time back and also how to optimize your own workforce, leveraging AI to help buy some of their time back. And I know there's been a lot in the news about layoffs because of AI, but I'm still a big fan of having the experience from so many different people working with us, both clients and consultants and employees, just that when you have those different lenses of how people have experienced different things through their career, and then teaching them how to use AI and leverage it and apply it to their day to day is huge. Rather than saying, I'm going to eliminate a workforce and replace it with AI, I'm more about how do we amplify our workforce using AI.
Do you also try to get your clients on board to embrace AI?
Yeah, most of them are. They either leverage it in the software they develop because we work with a lot of B2B SaaS companies. So most of them have incorporated AI into some portion of their software already. It's another though to have the mindset within the companies to leverage AI for their day to day. A lot of them are very forward thinking and that's great. There are still some that probably don't use it enough in their business, but it's not a matter of if you're going to adopt it, about when and how, and really you got to get going now if you haven't already.
Yeah, I think it's really sort of overwhelming with what is out there because every day we get new tools and it's like what you used yesterday. There's already a new tool for that and it's probably better. How do you stay sort of guarded in the focus of what you're trying to achieve? It's like you're in a candy store pretty much.
Yeah. And I try to, you know, communicate to not only to to our own people, but the companies we work with, because it's very easy to sign up for a lot of different AI tools. And all of a sudden you're like, well, what am I actually doing with them?
Yeah.
Is it producing anything? So don't get the shiny object syndrome and try out. You can try things out, but what tools are we going to use and what can we put together to actually build something that actually helps us?
So, what sort of services do you currently deliver for your clients?
So primarily we're focused on growth through, um, frameworks that we put in place for track, scale, growth, and nurture. So kind of leveraging each piece of the growth funnel. But we primarily focus on SEO
Hmm.
and in paid channels. And along with that comes the analytics piece of it. So we either work with our clients to build something from scratch if they need a marketing data warehouse and build that a complete view of like that foundation of true analytics and tracking everything from front end to back end, or use what they have and make sure that we have everything instrumented properly for all the different campaigns. And then also, making sure that our clients are nurturing those leads throughout the entire life cycle. A lot of times it's a lot of money in the top of the funnel. Maybe there's some retargeting campaigns and some, for some paid accounts, but really making sure you're nurturing those leads all the way through the bottom of the funnel,
Hmm.
through whether it's retargeting campaigns or email drip campaigns, etc. So nothing flashy, but just foundational practices
Hmm.
of digital marketing and
Of
making
what
sure you're
works, yeah.
measuring and cutting ones.
Yeah. And I just had a conversation about SEO and AI. Do you think some AI in ChatGPT there is that sort of SEO also being utilized, that mix between like a language model and SEO? Do you think it's playing effect in what you deliver?
Yeah. So a lot of conversations we're having right now with clients are about, LLM optimization, and surprise, those who have foundational SEO, right, really good SEO in place are winning in the LLM
Uh-huh.
results because they have, they're using schema markup. They're using that rich text for all their FAQs and the case studies they have. If they've been managing their site from a technical side of it, making sure that their site maps are available to the LLMs so they can be indexed and pull out those, the results from their sites. That's helped a lot. And just fast load times, all that kind of good stuff, backlinks that are quality, having that authority, that we're seeing that as a big impact, at least right now. I know that their large language models will continually update their algorithms and how they pull back results. But as far as we see right now, that is a big, if you have good foundational SEO in place, then you're seeing some fruit from that right now.
Great advice. Can we imagine a world where suddenly LLM models are running ads, and if you want to come out on the top, you better start paying?
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how that starts playing out over the next year or so.
Yeah, interesting world it will be for sure.
Yeah, yeah, always changing.
What currently works in bringing clients to your agency? What sort of channels have brought in most of the, leads per se?
Yeah, I think we still get a lot of leads from referrals, but I don't like it to depend on that.
Yeah.
So this past year, I've been doing a lot more of our own social marketing on LinkedIn primarily, and then doing webinars, trying to bring that awareness
Yeah,
about.
that's what you're so busy about. You just mentioned to me off the call.
Yeah, and amplifying that content through social media, and then where I can, podcast, guest speaking, but
Yeah.
just creating more awareness out there.
Of course, yeah. Like you just said about AI and SEO being as that foundation if you really want to come up on those searches. So that's really great advice out there. I personally didn't know that as well, and I'm sure some of the audience hasn't. Mentioned about webinars. What exactly do you position yourself as in the webinars? Are you the host per se, and then you just delivering some value or awareness, like you said?
Yeah, for this first round that I've done, it's mostly around the four growth frameworks that we've put together. Um, that what I mentioned, track, scale, growth, and nurture, and just sharing that and educating those out there that are interested on how to basically grow their business, grow their MQLs, and it's all based on an SQL model, making sure that you're tracking everything back to those sales qualified leads. We deal, like I
Nice,
said, a
yeah.
lot with B2B SaaS businesses. Not to say that's the only thing we do, but making sure we are, the tracking the conversion rate from the marketing qualified lead all the way through a sale.
And there's no like cracks in the system, right, where the leads or customers slip through.
Yeah, we're basically, when we come on board with clients, we're working with them to make sure that they have the conversion path, like the funnel completely
Uh-huh.
tracked, instrumented properly so they can deliver the right customers or targeting the right audience, etc.
Is there any sort of challenges in the agency, especially this year? I know there's a lot of changes. Anything that's been particularly frustrating?
I think, yeah, it's been an interesting couple of years with a lot of I think turmoil in the B2B space, at least because I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. There's been a lot of tech layoffs, a lot of reorgs, and it's been interesting to figure out what are the companies hiring for. I think they may not even know because they've reorged people out and they're replacing jobs with AI. But I have friends that are still in some of those businesses and they're like, I'm understaffed.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So, so they're just trying to figure that out. And I think there's a little bit of a market correction right now with maybe hiring and agencies and where those companies are going to be either hiring agencies or hiring employees or leveraging AI instead of both. Or, so I think there's definitely some ups and downs right now of trying to figure that piece out.
There's a lot of external factors to worry about now, especially in the USA with AI, with the current government and businesses sorting is because they just don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
There is uncertain market out there too, and that's definitely played into some of it for depending on the industries with whether you're in a fintech space or maybe you're in the financial space, because we have some clients in the financial space and interest rates aren't what they used to be.
Okay, yeah.
Understanding, how much can they invest in their own marketing, given that they may not be closing as much business on their back end as well.
You've been running your agency for about 11 years now, so a dozen years, you can easily say. What's the one lesson you've taken that you still pretty much use today in running an agency, right? And then the struggles, because I mean, you're always going to have struggles as a business owner.
Don't stop moving.
Oh,
And you got to keep moving forward. There's always challenges, but focus on what's right ahead of you, so to speak, and not try to get too far out of that. But don't stop. Continuing to do what you've done 5 years ago isn't going to help you continue to grow. So you need to learn about the new technologies, the new platforms, the new strategies, the new businesses. So you got to continue to move forward. You can't just be set in your ways, for sure. Education is definitely a big piece.
as an owner, you constantly need to sort of learn and reinvent your business as well in the tough times. Like now with AI is a perfect example. You are completely embracing AI. Is there any tools or that have made you more efficient or your agency that you're particularly sort of trying to internalize?
Yeah, this year we've done a lot to automate the outreach, the prospecting and outreach piece of it,
Yeah.
as well as testing some things with social where we can dynamically create ads with, a library of assets, content, and then basically dynamically populate what that's going to look like, review it, and then schedule it. But trying to automate that whole piece of it has been huge. And then just around creative testing as well, being able to spin up so much more creative and content faster than
Mhm.
hiring independent consultants to actually do the work. You can actually have AI do it. So we've leveraged that piece of it for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned you're trying to automate your outreach, which is great because you mentioned focusing on referrals, but the one sort of issue I think we talked about off the call is you can't scale referrals. Get what you're given.
Honestly, there's been a big change, like we talked about in the market. So networks change,
Yes.
people age out, people move on to different industries. So you can't depend on those. You have to continue to work on your own content and your own prospecting and outreach. And if you rely on referrals, you're not going to be around much longer.
Yeah. With regards to that outreach more, because like I keep getting like the same sort of answers from agency owners where that cold outreach is, with the wrong strategy is pretty much dead. That's really what they're getting out there. What is your opinion about that?
I still think there's opportunity to go and do some of that, but it should probably be automated so you're not wasting a lot of time doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But we really try to target the audience that we're going after, and warm them up with the content that we produce,
Yeah.
not just trying to. I mean, how many emails do you have in your inbox, right? How many newsletters do you have? It's
Too
yeah.
many.
When I see my inbox with all the cold outreach, I pretty much just put it in a folder.
Yeah. I mean, I just delete them pretty much. You are trying to stand out with that value that you provide, which I guess you have a lot with the content, with the webinars that you're doing. So you've got a lot to offer out there as a thought leader. So that's really the approach you take with your future prospects.
Yeah, that and just trying to be a part of the conversation. So if there's opportunities to speak at an
Yeah.
event, or be part of a panel, there's been a lot of that over the last year too,
Oh,
where
nice.
we're one group I belong to. We come on and mentor the new graduates that are interested in marketing and just try to educate them as well. And then,
Mm,
as a leader, also learning from them, like what are they
wow.
seeing? So
Yeah,
it's been
incredible.
fun.
How long have you been doing that?
Probably for the last 4 to 5 years.
Mm.
It's not a consistent thing. Maybe once or twice a year, there's an event that's held and it's like, hey, do you want to be a part of this? Or do you want to be part of the mentor mentee program where I can come in and offer my guidance and then also ask them some questions as far as what they're seeing in the market or what they're seeing in the space. Because they look at things through a different lens than I do. I'm a lot older.
Yeah.
So
My question is, how do you get yourself out of the comfort zone and just get out there and do it? Because it's not really an easy thing, is it? Just suddenly get out and do it. Even like putting yourself out there on these speaker events. Do you have any advice for anyone out there who's looking to explore that, for their own agency or business?
just do it. I've been in the
Do it.
same boat of like, I would rather be the guy behind the guy and not the face. Um,
Yeah.
but you just gotta just start doing it, start speaking, start being a part of things that you're not going to be perfect.
Mhm.
But as long as you're authentic and you're bringing good content, I think people will understand and they'll
Yeah, it's like nobody
yeah,
nobody started off as being great, right? They had to learn how to walk before they could run.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's don't be shy. Just try it. I was the worst. I didn't want to be in front of a camera.
Yeah. Wow. And you just put yourself out of your comfort zone and now you have such a huge personal brand behind you as a thought leader, which is really great for your agency. And I'm sure that brings inbound leads to you too.
Yep, it sure does. And it's nice to meet all the different people from
Yeah. Tell me about it.
globally, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun.
So where do you see AI in the sort of next few years?
I think there's going to be a dramatic change to how we do marketing right now. If you think about the ad platforms that exist today with Google Ads, you're already seeing huge drop off in traffic, people searching across different LLMs rather than going to Google. And even with Meta and LinkedIn, you're going to see those platforms will probably also adapt with AI. And there's going to be a lot of different options to be able to test ads, test content, target audiences, et cetera. So it's, I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I believe there's going to be some big changes on how paid media and just overall with organic is going to play out. But I think the main thing is going to still be the core of having good content,
Mhm.
strong content, and probably a lot of video content as well. And that's what's going to get digested. So if you're not doing that already, then you should definitely put some effort into what that looks like for your brand.
And what is your sort of goal for your agency next year? Because I know you're obviously embracing AI. Is there anything you're looking to do with that, or is there more growth? Well, what's the goal for 2026?
Yeah, more growth, hopefully diversify a little bit. For the most part, we've been in fintech and martech, ed tech, health
Hmm.
tech, and SaaS businesses. But there's a lot of other companies out there, a lot of cybersecurity that have been coming our way too. So we're interested in working with those businesses because they're very steeped into AI. So learning from them as well as applying what we know has
That's a
been
big
has been
market
kind of
right
interesting.
there.
Yeah,
So it's moving from that B2B SaaS that you're sort of hoping to do next year.
yeah. Because I mean, I don't know if you've heard that, but everyone keeps telling me SaaS is going to be dead, and I'm like, well, it may change. I've been hearing SEO and email are going to be dead too, but they'll
Yeah,
still
I was
work.
just going to say that. I keep saying SEO is going to be dead for the last 10 years, and it isn't. So,
Yeah, I mean, and I know there's people out there that are coding with AI agents and
mhm.
software and how it's developed is changing as well. So it'll still be interesting to see what happens. But I think there's going to be a lot of the companies that are product led for growth, right? Product led growth, and you'll probably just see more of that. But if you don't have good product, then maybe you're gonna have to do more marketing around it. I don't know, more
Yeah.
awareness. Yeah.
Is there any sort of workflows with AI that you're looking to implement? Because AI is not just LLM, is it? There's so many crazy things you can do. Are you looking into that, or is it already in the agency space?
Yeah. A lot of that around content planning and development for the LLMs and our clients that, are trying to have a broader reach through those new large language models, as well as with paid ads, just as traffic's kind of going away from the traditional Google ads is where, a lot of people have played for a long time. And what can we do to continue to grow our clients funnel at
Mhm.
the top, leveraging other other avenues outside of Google Ads, because that's been the biggest area. So how do we leverage it? And it's going to be interesting to see. Google's not going to go away.
No.
They're probably there's going to be some other adaptation to what they do. You already see a lot of it in their search results and on their own domain, but what's going to come from that, and how is that going to change ads? So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what there too. I mean, they're not going to just let OpenAI eat their lunch.
Yeah. To be fair, Gemini 3 apparently is on top of its game more than ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But it has, like you said, moved that paid traffic over to language models rather than actual Google searches. People go on the LLMs to do their searches, reviews. That paid traffic's gone. So there is that talks that apparently Google might be implementing ads on their sort of Gemini, and OpenAI is sort of waiting for them to do it first, and then they will follow soon after.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how that's gonna look.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We'll need to do another podcast when that happens because I'm sure it's gonna be an
Yeah.
exciting one. So do you have any sort of campaigns or any project you work on that you was particularly sort of proud of?
Yeah. I think there's been a couple projects where we've been able to help clients kind of with all four pieces of the growth frameworks. And when we're able to instrument and have a foundation of solid analytics and measurement, that's great. And then being able to tie in feedback from the sales teams back to marketing. That way we can reinvest those dollars. But we've had some pretty significant wins with clients, over 200% growth quarter over quarter,
Wow.
making sure that we have everything tied together and from the analytics standpoint and reporting back, so we can reinvest those dollars and continue to optimize those campaigns.
Awesome, Patrick. Thank you so much for making the time for this podcast. If people wanted to
Absolutely.
connect with you to find out more about your services, where could they look?
You can go to LinkedIn,
Hmm.
but you can also go to either motozdigital.com or patricklundbom.com.
Awesome. Patrick, all the links will be dropped down below so people can find you easily. Thank you for sharing your experience and again, taking the time.
All right. Thank you so much.